one.
Hi, it's Michael Herbert, Town Manager. I'm here on the Riverwalk Bridge over at Mill Pond. Yes, it's almost mid-May. Yes, I am in a sweater still. And actually, it was a great, beautiful, sunny day until I got here. I don't know what that is saying about me, but anyway, I'm here with Candy Wilson and Kim Kotab from the Ashland Senior Center. In a little bit, we're going to ask them what they've been doing during this whole coronavirus crisis and how they've been helping the community. But first, I just wanted to update you on a few things coronavirus related. So first of all, we have about approximately 160 positive cases, with 80 of those recovered. Now, if you look at the graphs and if you've been following those charts on a daily basis, sometimes you'll see large spikes that happen in the positive cases. That doesn't necessarily mean that, the virus is spreading out more. A lot of times what happens is when they go into a group facility or a home or a family gets tested and all the residents in that household come back positive, that's when you'll see a pretty large spike. So that's the explanation behind that most of the time. Of course, there's certainly anomalies. So that's number one. Number two, I made an announcement last week that we're going to start implementing an opening up plan, hopefully by June 1st. Now, that doesn't mean that we're going to open everything up on June 1st. It's going to be a phased-in approach. It's probably going to start first with our open parks and spaces, and then move on to town-owned buildings. One thing I want to make very, very clear: this is about town-owned buildings and town-owned property. It has nothing to do with private property and private businesses. It's just for town buildings and town properties. I've asked Joe Richardson, our facilities director, to be the one heading up that effort and putting together that plan. So look for more on that a little bit later. And finally, I want to talk about the fact that earlier this week, Wednesday I believe, Governor Baker's order on masks and face coverings went into effect. So if you have any questions about that, I would encourage you to go to our website and go to the coronavirus section, and you'll see all the information about that order, as well as some of the other orders that have been issued out there. So anyway, at this point in time, I'm going to turn it over to some of our unsung heroes in the community center and in human services. They do a lot behind the scenes. You don't really hear a lot about them, well, at least in their professional capacity. You might hear a lot about them in other ways. But Candy and Kim, why don't you just start off and let us know what you've been doing?
So basically, we've been calling upon all the seniors in the community and just making sure that everybody's safe and okay and how they're feeling, and just kind of get engaged on what are some of their needs. If they need masks, we're putting them out for them, and Kim gets them from community members that are making them, and we're also making sure that they're able to get groceries and that they have food. Many of them are very fearful of going out, so we're providing resources like the Neighbor Brigade, the Knights of Columbus, and the Lions Club, and Kim will go into detail about that, so that they have options to get their groceries, get their medications, and just making sure that they're safe and feeling okay, and giving them other alternatives to keep them busy. Such as I'll leave books out for seniors to read, or we have boredom buster bins out front with puzzles and knitting items, and also some fabric to make some masks. So I'm going to turn it over to Kim, and she can tell you all about that.
Yes, so we have some great people out in our community who have reached out to me and asked if they made masks, would we take them in and make sure that everyone gets them. And I am happy to say that they have been sewing quite a bit lately, and we have made sure that all the senior housings have been supplied with masks. The community, once again, can call the senior center and we can put some out, but I want to thank those few ladies that have been making them, because it is not an easy job. I tried making them myself. The other thing, that the Lions group has reached out to me, and they are graciously taking on themselves to do grocery shopping for seniors. So if anybody is looking for someone who will go and get their groceries for them, it's quite easy. We'll connect you. You will give them a list, either tape it to your door, email it to them or something. They'll call you on their way back, and tell you how much they spent. You can tape a check to your door for them, and they'll drop it right off there. And since the beginning, we have, as Candy said, been making phone calls. And the one positive thing, awesome thing that I have found is that the majority of all seniors that I've called, I would say at least 90% or more, have said that they are doing fine, that their family, their friends, their neighbors, anybody have stepped up and are taking care of them, doing the grocery shopping, and they're not, or they're bored and they're ready to get back to normal, but they are being supported in all types of ways, and that is just awesome to me. One other way that we have stepped up in the community at the senior center and trying to make sure that our seniors are taken care of in not getting too alone, especially those who are home alone, is a phone call system where a high school student is reaching out to a senior a couple of times a week. And my son actually is doing it, and he's having a great time getting to know his senior and just checking in on them. And so far, it's working out fabulously. So back to Michael or Candy.
All right. And last thing, we're here at the Mill Pond Bridge. A lot of people have asked what's going on with Mill Pond Park. I think I need to make one thing clear. It's kind of common sense, but I guess I still need to make it clear. This is New England, and from the months of December, usually through April, no construction happens outside because it's too cold and wet. That includes paving stuff too. The reason we weren't paving in March and April is because asphalt plants don't really open until mid-April. So having said all of that, I am pleased to say that we are going to start Mill Pond Park, the beautification piece, the renovation of it this month, and hopefully we'll have it done by early June. It'd be great to have it open when, at the same time that we allow people to come back to our parks and public spaces. So be on the lookout for that. This was part of the downtown bid, and those of you who have been paying attention to the downtown project know that we were going out to bid this spring, hopefully to start construction this summer. Again, coronavirus has taken its toll on not just the health of communities and people, but also things like construction projects and things of that nature. So unfortunately, bids came back pretty high, and so what we're going to do now is we're going to evaluate and probably look at starting this project in the fall or the spring of next year. But again, Mill Pond Park is going to be done in May and June. So I'd like to thank you for watching. Again, I'd like to thank Candy and Kim for all they do and for joining me today. I want to thank Beth for filming and making sure I don't fall in, and my friend Daffy Duck out here. So take care, everybody.